There he is, tough as old boots. Sky Heights here for the BMW Cox Plate, the winner of last week's Foster's Caulfield Cup. He looks an absolute pitcher, Kent.
He sure does, and he is a tough horse. It's a good description, tough as old boots, and he'll give him some today too. All right, they're going into line for the Waterford Crystal Mile. That was Machine Gun Tom. Let's look at these tote prices. Vetivere at $4.90, Kim Angel at $5, Machine Gun Tom is at 20 to 1 chance almost, $20 return on the tote, Babetto $11, Brave Prince $22, Go Flash Go, go boy, $5.90, I've got my cash on him, La Zagaletta at $9.60, Londolozi at $6, TAB number 9 is Typhoon at $11, just eased a touch back again. Verino at $21 and Dacos, the roughie, at $79. Simon Marshall, what do you think?
Well, Kenny, I'll tell you, Babetto looked great in this number 4. He's primed, he's fit, he's going to get a great run too. Go Flash Go, after his last start run in the Toorak, he's primed for this race. He's going to be a great chance. Looked fantastic. The horse from Perth, number 2, Kim Angel, also took the eye. Greg Childs wished to get a lead around by one of our clerk of the courses here. He's nice and relaxed. Vetivere. Now, he's just a real good looker behind the stalls. You're not going to get much better, fitter, prime type of animal. Vetivere, number 1, he's spot on, that's for sure. Brave Prince, Sterling Smith's horse, he looked great coming down from Sydney. He's a lovely looking horse. Lazar Galetta, hard to get a guide with him. He looks like one of the clerk of the course horses here. He's nearly white, but he looks fantastic in ship shape. Lee always likes to put the edge on him, and he looks as though he's nice and primed to run the mile today, that's for sure. But apart from that, Kenny, I'm going to stick with my little selection here in this, that being number 4, Babetto.
Simon, they tell me that Kim Angel can get on the toe a bit. Is she relaxed around there?
Yeah, she's been perfect. As I said, Kenny, she was led around by one of the clerk of the courses, and she settled in beautifully because the crowd can excite a horse like this for the first time in Victoria, Cox Plate crowd, but everything's spot on there.
Okay, thank you, Simon. There's TAB number 11, Dacos, the roughie of the field, deciding to dig his heels in, but the barrier boys will get him to come forward. Karen McAvoy is his jockey, and he'll take his place. And as he goes into line, I think we've only got about 1 or 2 more going forward. That looks like Babetto. It is there in the red and green colours. And with Babetto going in, please don't muck up, fella. We need to run on time on Cox Plate Day. And the barrier attendants will get behind him. He's been in before. In he goes, and we go over to Greg Miles.
Ready to run here, Ken. An attendant getting in with Kim Angel, who is inclined to just bounce around in the gates a little. Typhoon stood well. Vetivere in the all red, they're off now, and Vetivere began well with Brave Prince. Machine Gun Tom dropped out at the start, and so did La Zagaletta. Londolozi, the track specialist, is going forward early, and Verino not far off, although trap wide, and Go Flash Go deeper still in company with Babetto, who looks like easing back early as they make their way out to the 1200 metre turn. Low tightening there, and Brave Prince got a little bit of tightening, and so did Kim Angel. Londolozi, the leader, in front now from Verino. Brave Prince, the grey, third. Kim Angel next. Go Flash Goes still working hard to get towards the leaders. They're followed by Typhoon, 3 deep, sitting just off the speed. 2 to Dacos, Vetivere, Babetto, who's well back in the field today, followed by La Zagaletta and Machine Gun Tom. Off the back at the 800 metres now. Londolozi in front, but she's being pressured now by Go Flash Go, who's worked very hard. Couple of lengths away then is Typhoon, who strides to third. He's been wide. Back behind them is Verino and Brave Prince, and they're followed by Kim Angel. There's Babetto starting his run, and he's gone into the race pretty comfortably out wide. In behind those horses, Machine Gun Tom, followed by Dacos. La Zagaletta and Vetivere are still well back. Go Flash Go took the lead, but he's worked. Typhoon is after him, and now Babetto is coming home very solidly in the green blinkers. Londolozi's had enough. Then came Dacos as they corner Vetivere, getting into trouble. Go Flash Go is tackled by Babetto. Babetto took the lead around the home turn now. Here comes La Zagaletta, the grey, down the outside. Babetto in front. He's tied. La Zagaletta in the bolter. Dacos in the middle. La Zagaletta claims the lead. Dacos can't go with him, and La Zagaletta draws away and wins it. A treble for Ollie. Dacos second. Photo third. Either Babetto or Go Flash Go. Clear of Vetivere. Then came Kim Angel, Londolozi, Typhoon, Machine Gun Tom, Brave Prince next to last, and Verino last.
Well, they went like mad in front, and that played into the hands of the big finishing La Zagaletta. TAB number 7, $9.60 and $3.20. Second was the roughie, Dacos. I said that we shouldn't say much about him. He almost caused to boil over, and he paid $15.60 for the place. And it's a photo for third between Babetto and Go Flash Go. But there is the winner, La Zagaletta, completing a treble for Damien Oliver. As we stop them here There is La Zagaleta. He's easy to find, the grey. There is Dacos, who finished second. Babetto is just going to the front there from Go Flash Go on the inside. Typhoon back in there, cannot go on. Okay, let's roll them, fellas. And here, Babetto gets to the front. Dacos in the middle tries hard, but it's the grey out wider, La Zagaleta, coming home under the full steam for Damien Oliver, who gets up to score and win the money. TAB number 7, 11 Dacos was second, and number 4 is officially third, Babetto, just in front of Go Flash Go. Right, from the inside, that is Babetto in front. Outside of him in the red cap is Dacos, and then in the green cap, the grey horse is the winner, La Zagaleta. Darren Beedman is with Lee Friedman.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenny. Yep, must be a great thrill, Lee. It was a great win.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice winning, but that fella there is godfather to one of my children that owns the horse, so I'm very thrilled for him now.
Was another great ride by Damien, 3 wins for the day?
Well, look, the temptation was to push forward because they've been winning on the pace. And I said, that's not the horse's style, and we just hope that they go too hard and he'll run over the top of them, which is exactly what happened.
Where to from here, Lee?
We might keep him in and see what happens for the Stakes Day race, but, you know, he does like a bit of give in the ground, so we want a bit of rain.
And for the next race, if you had one horse to train in the Cox Plate, which one would it be?
Well, I trained the mother of Redute's Choice, so I think I'm sort of rooting for him a bit.
Go on, you mate, get down there.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks. Back to you, Kenny.
Yeah, thank you very much, Darren. That was one of Australia's great trainers, Lee Friedman, and he's just won the Group 2 Waterford Crystal Mile with that horse, La Zagaleta, as we go for a break on the Wide World of Sports.
Coming up on Wide World of Sports, the ultimate test of breeding, speed and courage, the BMW Cox Plate. This is the race that determines the best of the best. An all-star field with 27 Group 1 wins and almost $20 million in prize money between them. It's the Weight for Age Championship of Australasia. The $1.8 million BMW Cox Plate. Live from Moonee Valley this afternoon on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Behind movie scenes, behind the movie scene, Sati Rani, she's the one.
There he is, the flying grey down the outside with that hoop who's on fire. Damien Oliver on board. La Zagaleta, and a smile comes to his face as he crosses the line, signals he's number 1, and why wouldn't he be? He's just won the Waterford Crystal Mile. La Zagaleta, number 7, has paid $9.60 and $3.20. Dacos, the outsider, has run second at $15.60. And Babetto, look, the winner on the turn, number 4, and I speak about that through my pocket too, I might add, is paid $3.30. Well, there's plenty of talk, and the atmosphere has built like you wouldn't believe during the day for the BMW Cox Plate. One of the horses that has been up and down all week. 1 minute he's not running, the next minute he is, has been, make no mistake, all the way from Ireland. His trainer is Dermot Weld, and with him now is Anne-Marie Sparkman.
I'm with the trainer of Make No Mistake. Now, you must have felt like you were a part of a soap opera this week, Dermot.
Yes, excuse my laryngitis to begin with.
The health of the whole camp is breaking down.
Definitely, we've had it. The main thing is the horse is here. He's very well. The foot is okay, and we're all set.
Now, Make No Mistake must be having a love affair with that farrier because he spent so much time with it.
Yes, it's all thanks to him that we're here. He's done a superb job, and I can't praise him high enough.
Now, for the punters out there, what can you tell us about Make No Mistake, and should they be on it?
Well, we're lucky to have him in the race. He's missed a lot of work this week, and that's my big concern now. But at 20 to 1, I still think he's value, and I still think he can run a very good race.
Obviously, he's mixed with some very fine company overseas that gives him great bona fides for this race.
Yeah, he's a decent horse. He's a good horse at home. His last run was the only disappointment I had. But I think he's capable of running a very big race.
And how close was it, the fitness test this morning?
It was okay this morning. I honestly, early in the week, I thought there was no way I'd be here today. But we've made it, and let's hope we do a good job.
Well, laryngitis and all, you love winning our big races, so I know you'd enjoy that immensely.
I'd love to. I'm a great fan of Australian racing. I'm a great fan of your country. And nothing would give me a greater pleasure than to win is even too much for me to hope at this stage. I'd be satisfied with a big run.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Here's Dermot Weld there with Anne-Marie Sparkman. Ken, he's had a setback during the week. Can a horse come from overseas, have a setback and still win the BMW Cox Plate?
If he's trained by Dermot Weld, the answer is yes.
In a word from Ken Callender, Pete, yes, make no mistake, can win the BMW Cox Plate.
Well, he's certainly a gentleman and he knows he's racing, doesn't he, Dermot Weld? Well, let's talk about another couple of horses in the Cox Plate. And racing fans love a rivalry, and over the past 12 months, public opinion has been divided over the star 3-year-olds, Redute's Choice and Testarossa. The ledger stands at 2-all, but today the big question is whether either of these outstanding colts can run the extra distance of the Cox Plate. To find out, Anne-Marie Sparkman spent the week with John Capellan, the flamboyant owner of Testarossa, and one of the true characters of racing, Rick Hall-Lacey, trainer of Redute's Choice.
Well before most of the city is waking, Rick Hall-Lacey chaperones Redute's Choice to the beach for the 3-year-old's favourite pastime. As the colt with the multi-million-dollar price tag strides out, so does his enigmatic trainer, forever alert.
How much of your waking hours, thinking hours, does he take up?
Well, he sleeps underneath me virtually, about 12 feet away. I'll show you when we get home where his stall is and where my bed is. So, I go down and check him once, sometimes twice at night.
What, through the night?
Yeah.
Do you actually wake up? Like, it's like having a baby then.
I suppose it is, Anne-Marie. Yeah. I never used to change a nappy though, girl, I can tell you.
But, well, don't reckon you can run the distance, but I know you can. And you'll give them a good run for their money, won't you?
Across town at Flemington, Australia's other great 3-year-old, Testarossa, is also in loving hands.
You look Testa.
Oh, you love Testa?
Yeah.
Is he a beautiful horsey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trainer Dean Lawson and his young family owe much to the star of the stable. The colt has won more than $1.8 million, transforming their life and that of part owner John Capellan. The passionate Italian hasn't slept this week from the excitement and has even assigned an around-the-clock guard for his precious baby.
The statement I made was that I would lift his tail and kiss him, on the part under the tail.
Kiss his bottom?
If he won the Cox Plate. And I'll stand by that.
And you're going to live up to that?
Yeah, in the middle of Moonee Valley Straight, I'll be happy to do that with great pleasure.
Which is the better 3-year-old? It's a rivalry that now fascinates the racing public, starting when they were outstanding 2-year-olds slugging it out in the Group 1 Blue Diamond in the autumn.
Redoubt's Choice after Testarossa. Redoubt's Choice has grabbed the lead, 50 to go, draws away, and Redoubt's Choice has won the Diamond. 2 lengths Testarossa.
As their spring campaigns commence, the questions still tantalised, both in winning form, finally coming head-to-head in the Vic Health Cup last month.
Redute's Choice was right off the track.
As the rangy Redute's Choice ran wide, the colt named after the dancing horse charged home.
Testarossa took the lead from Rancho Spark, Redute's Choice and then Umrum. It's Testarossa clear 100 out. He's kicked away by 2. Nina Haraka's coming after Testarossa. Testarossa digs deep, finds and wins. Testarossa magnificent over.
Well, the heart starts to pump at 100 miles an hour. Your legs start to give way. You just express your emotions, I start to cry if my horses win. I don't have a problem. I don't hide the fact. It's a passion. It's a love for me. People that don't have, and I've always said it's better than sex, people can't compare it unless they've had a Group 1 winner. Well done, Damien. Well done. Well done. I've waited 6 months for this race. And now, I didn't sleep last night for the last 3 nights now, thinking about it. Am I going to party tonight?
While the Capellan love affair is overt, Redute's Choice is owned by an overseas businessman. Certainly the guarded Rick Hall-Lacey does not couch his affections in such colourful terms, but he's clearly smitten with the remarkable colt in his vigilant care.
It's quite thrilling when a great big animal like that's propelling you forward in the water and snorting, and really you can feel his legs under you. And they're not quite touching you, but not far away. And it's quite an exciting film. He's everything to me, really.
See?
Yeah, they don't come along this good very often, Anne-Marie.
So when you look at him, what type of feelings do go through you when you look at him?
You beauty.
Paul Lacey is a unique character, at times charming, at other times brutally blunt, feeling far more empathy for his thoroughbreds than humans.
And if I had my time over again, I would, I think I'd take more notice of our friend Machiavelli and would have done a great deal better.
So sometimes honesty isn't always the best policy?
Oh, I'm sure it isn't. And I think the way success and successful people are these days, you've just got to be politically correct. And no, honesty is certainly not the best policy if you want to get along, Anne-Marie.
Cynical about the nature of the horse racing game, Rick knows this powerful colt has made him flavour of the month, but he knows how quickly success can evaporate. When Redoutes was the unbackable favourite in the Golden Slipper in March, the colt developed a virus, withdrawn only hours before the valuable race. If the horse had run, he could have died.
Please, I've got to look after the horse. I'm sorry, boys. Racing in particular is an up and down business. You can be a champion one week and down and out of the next. The perception of people changes very, very quickly in this business. And it all depends on your last big race winner and how long ago it was.
The reward for Rick's patience came in the Caulfield Guineas 2 weeks ago. On the Group 1 scoreboard, Testarossa led 2-1. The racing public divided in their loyalties, waiting for the match race.
A line moved up to put some acid to the leader, Redoutes Choice, who still has a little bit left in the tank. Testarossa, Oliver's just waiting and waiting.
As they came down the straight, Redoutes Choice ran off the track, the gallant Testarossa giving his all.
They reached the 200 and Testarossa, sprinting very fast, has moved up and has gone to the lead over Redoutes Choice.
But as Rick Lacey suppressed the emotion, his huge colt fought back.
Redoutes Choice is coming again. Testarossa has to fight. Redoutes digs. He lunges and wins. Redoutes Choice beat Testarossa. A magnificent Guineas.
I think that's my biggest thrill in racing, especially as I thought he was beaten a furlong out. I just couldn't believe that he'd surrendered so easily, and all of a sudden he started to come. Everybody's saying commiserations, and I thought to myself, commiserations? This is my proudest moment in racing. For me, that's winning. You know, your horses put in 100%. At the end of the day, you walk out of that, winner's circle, you walk out a proud man, and that's all that matters.
Legend has it that John Capellan hosted one of the biggest ever parties for coming second, while the relieved Victor slipped away for a quiet dinner to savour his 14th Group 1 triumph.
He's an extremely good horse, Testarossa, and you're right, I do think Redoutes is possibly a better horse, but there's not a lot between them.
In my heart, I know I think ours is the best anyway, but, we'll just let history decide that.
So you wouldn't swap?
Not for anything.
The public love him, and that makes my day. When I see that, he gets clapped back into the winner's circle, that makes it all worthwhile.
Both of these handsome specimens will one day be sought-after studs, but today they meet again in the nation's championship race. Whatever the result, John Capellan will finally get a good night's sleep, but tired as he may be, he's still ready to jump to Testa's defence when the experts predict neither of the champion 3-year-olds will last the Cox Plate distance.
He's got a big heart. He doesn't know when he's beaten, he just keeps trying. And I'm just hoping that he can take that into Saturday's race.
I am fairly confident because he can be ridden in a forward position, he can take a sit, he's superbly fit, and he's bloody good. And he's getting 1.5 stone from most of them.
How much have you been offered for him?
Well, we've knocked back 3.5, over the last, about 3 weeks ago. The satisfaction the horse has given me, 3.5 million can't buy.
Well, you heard it here with your own ears. John Capellan ready to kiss Testarossa where the sun doesn't shine if the Dean Lawson trained 3-year-old can win the big race. Stay tuned, could be a first for the BMW Cox Plate. But as we go to the break, here are the connections of Lars Agaleta, the winner of race 6 here at the Valley. See you shortly.
7:30 Wednesday has simple... Welcome back to Cox Plate Day 1999. Terrific to have your company on the wide world of sports. My choice for the big race, which is only 20 minutes away from now, is Redute's Choice, a fabulous horse. We've just seen a great story on Redute's Choice. Let's find out what's happening with Ralphie, who's in the ring. Ralph.
Down here in the betting ring, Peter, Redute's Choice is the favourite. Tie the Knot has eased, as has Intergaze, the two older horses. Hasn't got a lot of popularity. In fact, the order of favourites is at the moment. Redute's Choice from Tie the Knot. Sunline, very, very solid, probably equal second favourite along with Tie the Knot. Further out then to Sky Heights. There has been money for Sky Heights, not just its Caulfield Cup win, but Damien Oliver, he's just so popular with punters down here. As I said, then Intergaze, In a Flurry, and then you got good each way odds out to Testarossa, and make no mistake, David Schwartz is with us now. David, I'll get the scratchings and your selections, but I repeat myself.
Yes, well, my selection is Redoubt's Choice, and I think Dermy's on Redoubt's Choice also, and I think he's gone to the FPOS machine to get us out some more money, because we are going very, very ordinary here at the moment, and we are battling for cash.
Well, surely between the two of you, Dermy, $25 on 1 and 6. Yourself, you're having your money on Redoubt's Choice, as well as a box trifecta. Simon O'Donnell and Kenny Callender, let's preview the big race.
Yeah. Yes, preview it. I think Dermot's given us the brush.
We should look at the
Let's
totes,
have a look at the totes.
Tie the Knot is at $5.40 in from $5.70. Intergaze at $8.10. Northern Drake is scratching. The Message at $55. Make no mistake, $13. Sky Heights $9.60 into $8.30. Lahar $52. Sunline solid $4.80. TAB number 9, In a Flurry at $7.50. Redoubt's Choice at $5.80. Testarossa at $11 and Commands at $26.
Well, let's have a look at the tips for the BMW Cox Plate. Kenny's gone with Intergaze. Darren Beedman, Redoubt's Choice. I'll stick with Intergaze as well. And Simon Marshall, Tie the Knot. Only Darren Beedman with a 3-year-old in there, Ken.
Yeah, we might show him a trick or two.
Let's hope. Let's now go to the jockey's presentation, the Nervous Little Hoops for the BMW Cox Plate 1999.
Wonderful racehorses, but it's also about great jockeys. When you look back at the Cox Plate over the years, it's been won by Australia's greatest jockeys. Today, we have a wonderful lineup of riders, including a brilliant young rider from Ireland. Now we're going to meet the stars, the heroes, the jockeys of the 1999 BMW Cox Plate. Riding number 1, the weight for age star, Tie the Knot, based in Sydney, a winner of 10, a rider of 10 Cox Plates. He won one on Octagonal as a 3-year-old. This is Shane Billy Idol Dye. Welcome, Shane Dye, here on this day. One of Australia's most controversial young riders. Number 2 is Intergaze, ridden from Sydney, having his first ride in this year's BMW Cox Plate. Welcome him to Cox Plate Day, Craig Carmody. Craig Carmody. Craig, you're going the wrong way. Over here, old son. You can tell it's his first day out at the Cox Plate. Riding the visitor from New Zealand, The Message, is a fine young rider with more than 600 wins to his name. He's only ridden in 1 Cox Plate last year. He's won 2 Group 1 races. Would you welcome Brett Preble? Riding the Irish Raider. Trained by Dermot Weld, this horse is ridden by a young Irishman who's running second to Michael Canaan on the Irish Jockeys Championship. Welcome him to Melbourne. He's only had 1 ride in Australia, Patrick Smullen. And riding the Caulfield Cup winner, the man of the moment, has ridden 3 winners on this great race day today. They call him Ollie. Welcome Australia's number 1 rider, Ollie Damien Oliver. This man is the most experienced rider in the Cox Plate. He's had 11 rides in the race. He rides Lahar, one of the outsiders in the race, but he won the race on Superimpose. He's had 11 Cox Plate rides. Would you welcome the controversial, the inimitable, the one and only G. Greg Hall. And riding the New Zealand mare, a jockey who's had 1,800 wins in a career all around the world. He's ridden in 3 Cox Plates for 2 placings and a controversial ride, of course, on Let's Elope. Would you welcome Greg Childs? Riding the other mare, In a Flurry, it's a gentleman from Sydney, the leading rider from that state. He's had 6 Cox Plate rides. He's yet to ride a Cox Plate place getter, Larry Cassidy. And riding this mighty 3-year-old, the Caulfield Guineas winner, he's had 18 Group 1 wins, this young man. Welcome, originally based in Queensland, now in Sydney, Chris the Monkey Muntz. Riding the other 3-year-old, having his first Cox Plate ride, would you welcome to Moonee Valley today, Eddie Wilkinson. And John Hawkes, who's the only trainer in the race to have trained a Cox Plate winner at Octagonal, saddles up, commands, and riding this horse for him from Sydney, Corey Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 BMW Cox Plate riders, we wish them all the best, a safe ride, and may the best horse and jockey win. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck.
Okay, that's the jockeys for the Cox Plate. Now, boys, I think we should look at the horses, Simon. And with us, of course, we've got a special guest, Jimmy Cassidy. G'day, Jim.
How are you, Ken, Simon?
Pity you're not on Redoubt's Choice. You just couldn't cut a leg off.
I couldn't cut a leg off. I would have loved to have been on him. You know, the atmosphere of Cox Plate Day, and just to be out there is a great buzz.
The jockeys should be getting a bit nervous at this stage?
They'd be feeling a little bit nervous at the moment. Once you get on, you relax a little bit and get out on the track, because then you switch off and think what your riding tactics are, concentrate on the race a little bit more. They're just here, as you can see, talking to connections and trainers and getting their final few words before they get on.
Have you had a talk to Chris Muntz about how he should ride Redoubt's Choice, or have you left it to him?
I've sort of left it to him. I said to Chris and Rick, look, you've got to go out with an open mind. You go for plan A, which Rick will tell him. I've just given him a few little insiders into the race, and he's really just got to sum it up when he gets out there. The big thing that I've said to Chris, the Cox Plate really starts at the 1,000-metre mark, back markers going forward, and it can put the pressure on the 3-year-olds to go. All I've said to Chris is don't panic, ride your own race, and good luck, mate.
Jim, one sure thing is that between the 2040 and the turn out of the straight, it will be held a skelter.
Going to the first corner, Simon, is always a worry. You like, first of all, you like to begin good in the race. Second of all, you like to get in the posse you want to be in and keep out of that skirmish going to the first corner.
This time last year, Jimmy, you'd have been pretty nervous.
I was, Ken. You know, it was a big pressure day. He'd won the 2 big cups, come back the year later to try and win the Cox Plate. But look, once the boys get on, and even myself, once I got on the champ and got out on the track, it was just focus on what we had to do.
Okay, Jimmy said that the boys would be a bit nervous now. A man riding one of the favourites is Craig Carmody. He's now with Darren Beedman.
The big one of the day, Craig, you're on Innergaze. He's drawn an inside gate. How do you expect to be riding today?
Yeah, well, the track seems to be holding up quite well on the fence. You know, I walked it yesterday and it looked very ordinary, to say the least. But that was before they rolled it, and apparently it's packed down, and I've been watching the races closely, and it looks like they're getting through it okay on the fence. So, you know, depending on the speed, it'll depend where I am. He's a horse that's fairly adaptable to speed. He can be a little bit closer or a little bit further back if need be. So he needs an ounce of luck from his one, but if he gets it, he's going to be right in the finish.
He's a proven weight for age performer. How did he work throughout the week?
He's done very well, Darren. He came here twice. He came here last